Good morning, Louis. I'm Samara Martinez with Lari Romo. Thank you for joining us this morning.
Thank you for tuning in. We hope you all had a great spring break.
How was spring break for you?
It was good. I just, chilled out. What did you do?
I went to Florida for just half a part of spring break, and then I came back here to just do schoolwork. So it was really nice. It was good to be on the beach for a little bit. I have an aunt who lives out there, and she lives alone, so it was nice.
What are you going to do for Easter?
Easter, I'm actually going to Arizona because we're having like a mini family reunion, and my family can't make it, so I have to go represent them. So
I'll be there.
I'm fine. I get to go away for Arizona, so I'm just gone as soon as break started to when breaks.
That's gonna be fun.
So it's nice. How about you?
I'm just gonna work and spend it with family. I know on Sunday I don't work, but other than that, we're off since Thursday, so I'll be at home spending time with my family.
Okay. Easter tradition as usual?
Yeah, we don't really do much, but I mean, it's just the same. The whole concept is like to really be with your family, so we never really see each other, so we're always busy. So now it's like I'm gonna have the whole weekend to be with them. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's so nice. Yeah. So I'll be out of here, but we'll see how it goes. But let's start with our trending topics. Okay, so I saw this on Twitter yesterday, and just because of the storm, it says like there's strong severe winds coming in and the tornado threat in like Chicago's forecast for today. I read it yesterday, and they just said, according to our weather people, that it's just going to have, especially in Chicago, it's just going to be super strong winds as usual. It's the windy city, but that it's going to get like severe and possible like tornado threat, and then just like in open areas like Plainfield and things like that, just to be aware, Plano, Yorkville, that they're like open countrywide. So I just thought it was like really like a trending,
like a must know right now.
Yeah, and it came on.
Good morning to you.
No, seriously, it came on yesterday right in the morning, and I was reading it because it rained all day yesterday.
Yeah,
so I was just like, well, something to share for today.
Yeah, it's gloomy outside too, so I'm not surprised, but it's a good day to stay inside, definitely.
Oh yeah.
And on to my tweet. Euphoria has been delayed as Sam Levinson didn't finish writing the script. It's been delayed for a while. It was supposed to be aired. I remember, if I'm not mistaken, it was supposed to be aired this year, and then they delayed it, so now it's delayed even longer. There's rumors that it just might be canceled altogether. One of the main characters on the show did pass away last year, so maybe this just, and then a lot of the main characters, a lot of other main characters also quit or aren't part of the show anymore, so maybe that's also why it's being delayed. And yeah, I'm a little upset about it because that show is crazy good. I was so obsessed with it. Every Sunday I was just waiting for the new episode.
Yeah, because it said it was supposed to be like the new season was March of this year.
Correct.
And now it's like...
Now it's prolonged, so...
That's crazy.
Yeah, so now another waiting game.
Well, and on to my next tweet. Okay, so I know everyone's been hearing about the Nickelodeon scandal that's finally came to light with Dan Schneider, but obviously Drake reached out he spoke about it, and then Josh Peck, has spoken out. So he said, I reached out to Drake privately, but want to give my support for the survivors who were brave enough to share their stories of emotional and physical abuse on Nickelodeon sets with the world. He's been very quiet, so has Ariana Grande with the topic, and we feel that, because obviously there was hush money given out to a lot of
involved,
but unfortunately Drake and what's her name from iCarly, her real name? Jeanette
Miranda?
McCurdy.
Oh, no, Miranda Cosgrove?
No. Jeanette McCurdy, they spoke out the most about it, and Jeanette actually wrote her book that brought it out, and that came out years ago, because I think I was still in high school when that book came out.
Yeah,
I was
definitely.
A senior, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and
I heard a little bit of that one with Jeanette McCurdy, and I did see Quiet on Set, so I was very interested with how their production team ran. It was pretty insane.
That's crazy. I haven't seen it yet. So.
No, definitely. It's 3 episodes. It's not long at all.
Okay.
It's like a mini docuseries, but I recommend it.
Okay. And your tweet?
And my last one is Scarlett Johansson is now officially in talks for be the lead in Jurassic World, which I love those movies. I've always loved them since I was a little girl. I think my biggest red flag is that even after all the movies that I've seen of Jurassic World, if there were a Jurassic World to be real and place that I could go to, I would still go. Despite the fact that it might be, the dinosaurs just might attack. But yeah, I'm actually really excited. She's a really good actress. I loved her in all of the Marvel movies and even the rom-coms that she was in. She's just great overall. So I wouldn't be surprised that she just nails her role in Jurassic World.
She's she's a natural with it, so that's so cool. Didn't know that.
Fun
All
fact.
right. And at TikTok now.
Parents come home from a weekend trip.
This is so funny.
Not the pink stuff.
Yeah, so it was like making me laugh because these two brothers were like messing around, parents were gone, and they like smashed each other into the wall. And they did such a good job.
Parents
Like,
come home from a weekend trip.
look at that. Like, how do you fix it? Like, and they actually did it like correctly.
And you know, I
Like-
really believe that they looked it up too. They were either on TikTok,
Oh, they were definitely
like,
on YouTube.
how to fix a broken
but
wall.
I was just like, me and my siblings have broken windows when my parents have been gone, so I right away like was dying. I'm like, that is literally something me and my siblings would get
Like
into.
trying to fix the situation.
Like trying to fix the window, so bad. So
That is
bad.
so funny.
Yeah, but I was like, wow.
Describe a relationship between two brothers. It's like
Like, and that's such a brother's thing. But you're a TikTok.
my TikTok is so funny. I could not stop laughing when I had came across it. Just look at him. And I get secondhand embarrassment with like other people's embarrassment. So look at he just slips and falls. And I was dying even more because the caption said I felt embarrassed for him in front of the tour group. And I was just like, oh, MG, that was so relatable.
He reminds me of Happy Feet. the
Happy
movie.
Feet, yeah, and he's just like
Look
trying
at
to,
him.
you know, when Happy Feet was like so nervous to dance at first, so and then he just starts like tapping away.
He
Oh my
starts
gosh,
tapping. He like
So
slid
funny.
right into there.
he wanted to show out and he just slipped.
Oh, that is so funny. But next up, we'll share some feel-good stories sure to brighten your day. So in California, strange-looking sea creatures are once again washing up on Bay Area beaches. It's not rare, but it's always quiet for the sight of beach orgers. Beach orgers have been amazed by what's washing ashore on Rodeo Beach and Marin tiny blue sea creatures. As far as you can see, their weird-looking organisms are cousins to jellyfish, but only an inch or two long. They're called Viella viella, otherwise known as by-the-wind sailors. Melissa Shoutist from Aquarium by the Bay in San Francisco says what's happening here is not uncommon, but it's cool to see. Experts say for those lucky enough to see these washing ashore, it's best to look but not touch and keep pets away too. Just nature doing its thing.
In Florida, one little Pomeranian has been bringing smiles to millions of followers on social media around the world for years. Coda the Fluff is known for her visits to hospitals, nursing homes, and schools. She is part of a nonprofit small pet therapy team that brings joy to people during difficult times. Nobody makes a bigger entrance than Coda the Pomeranian dog. A dog comfortable sitting in a toy convertible, wearing sunglasses, and cruising the hallways of a Central Florida hospital comfortably. When not visiting patients, Coda is in front of the camera in her makeshift studio. This is a 9-year-old Pomeranian, is an internet star, racking up millions of views on social media and reaching people around the world. You can donate and see more of Coda's mission on her website, codathefluff.com.
It's time to go all Popeye on Tuesday for National Spinach Day. Celebrate with a spinach salad, enjoy spinach dip, or put spinach in your smoothie, or add it to whichever dish you like. Spinach will give a boost of calcium, fiber, and cancer-fighting exotoxins to your meal. You can post your nutritious and low-calorie spinach meals to social media with the hashtag National Spinach Day.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back. Dad! You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
It is a new day for jobs and careers, and the skills needed to compete are rapidly changing. This is why more students are choosing Lewis University. Lewis prepares you for emerging opportunities in some of the most highly sought after fields. Higher education is the most crucial investment you can make in your future. Lewis provides you with a lasting education that will launch you toward success today and strong growing careers of tomorrow. Begin an education that will pay dividends for a lifetime. Learn more at lewisu.edu.
So today I am here with Professor and Associate Dean of Aviation, Eric Jones. So welcome to the show this morning.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so what drew you to be a part of Special Olympics?
So I have a special needs son. I have 3 sons. My youngest son has special needs. He's on the autism spectrum. And when he was growing up, he needed some additional support. He needed some help being included in the world. I think he needed some help academically. But most of all, athletically, right? Because when you're doing athletics, you can burn a lot of the excess energy that you have, and it really made him a better student. But moreover, it was about inclusion. It was about him being included in an environment where people respected him, where people saw him for what his worth was, and Special Olympics has been a big part of his development ever since he was 5 or 6 years old.
Okay, so he started from like such a young age and he's kind of continued it throughout the years up until now?
Yes, he's 23 years old now. He's been working diligently in school. Again, autism, if you've met one person with autism, you've met one person with autism. Each one of them are very, very different. Will has many, many gifts, but he also has many, many challenges that he has to face every day. One of those challenges is it's just the environment that he lives in, right? The environment is very complex. He doesn't view the world the same way that we do. So oftentimes he needs to get special consideration so that he can fit into the world a little bit better.
Okay. And that kind of draws me to like my next question, since he's been involved so much, like what's the main purpose of Special Olympics within like these, participants?
So the main purpose of Special Olympics is to draw, is to increase awareness, obviously for people with special needs, but it's also important to allow them to participate in activities that we all enjoy. Sports being the number one driver for this. Sports is really important because it's not just a social activity. It's also of course an athletic activity, but moreover it's a team activity where people can get together. They start to appreciate each other. They respect each other for their gifts and talents, and everyone is part of a team. So some of those challenges that people have, they're often mitigated because there's someone there to lift them up, or there's someone there that doesn't have those same skills and assets or talents they can bring to the forefront. So Special Olympics does all of those things for these folks.
Okay. And speaking about Special Olympics, Lewis is having their event, coming in April 27th, which is just a couple weeks away. And I kind of was reading a little bit about it. So what is the plane pool that will be happening at this event?
Samara, thank you so much for asking. So April 27th, Lewis University is hosting a Special Olympics plane pool. And what this plane pool does is it's designed to raise funds, of course, but also awareness, right? It's a fun event. So 10 individuals are going to pull a $63,000 or 63,000 pound commercial jet 12 feet. And we time each pull is timed. And we have winners, we have of course, the real essence of the event is to raise funds. But moreover, it's a fun day, right? You've got different teams that are competing, and you've got firemen that are going against police departments. You have baseball players that are going against football players. So really, it's a fun day for people to come together, experience people that have different challenges, experience people that have different abilities, and really get a sense of what their community is in totality. Not just the people that you would choose to associate with, but also the people that maybe you don't get to associate with.
Yeah, because it's, participating in those events be eye-opening to people who aren't aware, because I know a lot of people don't interact with special needs or things like that, different people around. So it's really cool that Special Olympics is able to draw them together.
Absolutely.
But since Lewis is having this event, what's the goal for the event?
So the goal is obviously awareness, but moreover it's to raise funds. So I think we did this event first time was in about 2016, 2017. might have raised $15,000 or $16,000 at that first event. It snowed that day. It was terrible. But we still got the event done. We still raised some funds. The goal for this event this year is ambitious. We want to raise $30,000 for Special Olympics. And this helps athletes who who need to travel to these events. There's lots of special considerations that travel isn't cheap. Putting on these events isn't cost effective to do. But it's through the support of the people that contribute time, talent, funds, that put these events on, and it's a wonderful experience for everybody.
Okay, that's a great goal to have. And so since it's here at Lewis, for students who don't know about it, so how can Lewis students sign up, and how can people help this cause?
So the website's is a great resource. So you can go to SpecialOlympics.com. Lewis University, we have our own website for the plane pull. I know that I shared that you guys with the packet that we were sending out this morning. So just go to the website. You can look up Lewis University plane pull on Google. It'll take you right to that place, and register. Put together a team. Bet someone. Quit betting on March Madness. Start betting on your team. Start betting on your team to do better at pulling a 63,000-pound commercial jet 12 feet.
Okay. And I want to ask, just as a follow-up, just because you do have a son who's autistic, like how can you help people who have to interact with autistic people, or advice to give them, just to kind of wrap this up?
That's a fantastic question. Thank you so much for asking it. I would submit that, as we talked about earlier, each one of these individuals are very unique, right?
Yeah.
They're very different. Oftentimes, you want to enter into their world with what they would expect or want. Often, they're not really good at visual cues or social cues. So, if you reach out your hand to shake it, they may not shake it. Oftentimes, a fist bump is better. It's easier. It's not as intimate as maybe a handshake or a hug would be. But I think the majority of people that I've talked to who interacts with my son, as long as you meet them where they want to be met. In other words, if they start to pull away from you, you realize, all right, maybe I'm coming on a little bit too strong. Maybe if they back off a little bit, that's a sign that maybe you're moving in a little close. And oftentimes that fades after 30 seconds, a minute. Now they want to get closer to you. It's just that first couple of minutes of acclimation that they need to get comfortable with.
Okay. Well, that's good to know, to kind of bring awareness to certain people.
It's a great question.
But thank you so much for coming on the show. And so April 27th then is the day.
April 27th is the day.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to seeing you out there, Samara.
Okay,
and everyone else
I used to
involved.
participate in them when I was younger. My mom, just her being an officer, every year there was one
Can't
event.
thank you enough for the support, and hope everyone comes out April 27th.
Sounds good, and we'll be right back.
If I could go back and change it all, I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Well, that is it for today. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Good Morning Lewis.
Thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.